What's up, guys? So today I'm going to be talking about Metallica. It's been a while since I've talked about Metallica. Talking about their sixth studio album, Load. So after the huge success of the Black Album, they did somewhat of non-stop touring around the world because every city in the world wanted to see them. Um, I'm sure in some cases multiple times. Um, and they just toured and toured until they dropped. And that combined with the fact that they just needed a break resulted in the biggest gap between albums up to this point. 5 years from the Black Album to Load. They just took a break because they really needed it, and it was definitely well deserved. So, going into write this next album, um, they had a they kind of had a lot to think about. Kind of had a lot on their plates, and this is definitely a Lars driven album. Specifically because Lars thought that they were so big that at this point they could go anywhere musically, and get away with it, I guess. I mean, you can call it experimentation. Um, and even James, all these years later, has come out and said he kind of felt um, uncomfortable during this recording cycle because they definitely went outside of the box musically with a lot of these songs. And because they allowed themselves to experiment with things such as just straight up hard rock, country, if you can believe it or not, and some bluesy stuff, to name a few, they wrote a lot of material because they allowed themselves to kind of go everywhere um, musically. So they wrote 27 songs, and Load was initially supposed to be a double album, just on two disc. But they had so much material that they figured, why not just make two separate albums? So you had Load in 96, and you had Reload, which we'll get to later, in 97. 13 songs on the first disc and 14 songs on Reload. So, um, with that being said, let's jump into the tracks. First song on the album is called "Ain't My Bitch." Um, so this is just kind of a hard rocking song. Um, it's got a decent flow to it. Um, Even though all these years I'm not exactly sure what the lyrics mean, um, it's just got a good flow, kind of a good swing to it. Um, and then you get to the solo. The solo is very thin and very weak sounding, and it's kind of odd for such a beefy sort of song. But decent song, decent opener. Next song on the album is called Two by Four, and wow, I mean, this is just like swinging blues. Um, and with the intro, James kind of follows that intro with his voice. I mean, he kind of lets himself really um, go, and I don't want to mean like he lets him go. He lets himself go like it's bad. I mean, that's up for you to decide. But he kind of lets himself go vocally in this song. It kind of what we would come to know all these years later with the James Hetfield signature, like yeahs and whoa-ho's. It's really prevalent in this song. He just lets his voice swing everywhere on this song, and it just what we would kind of make fun of James Hetfield for all these years is definitely in this song vocally. Um, Hearts and melts appear, steal your thunder, stuff like that. Um, Other than it just being kind of swingy and kind of bluesy and kind of, yeah, yeah, there's not a whole lot on this song to come back to other than it's just sheer uniqueness, I guess. Um, so yeah, I mean, take that for what you will. Next song on the album is called "The House That Jack Built," um, and once again we get very experimental, sort of like this. I mean, I don't even know how to describe like the intro riff. The lyrics are very good. They're very introspective. Open door, so I walk inside. Close my eyes, find a place to hide. The higher you walk, the harder you fall. Lyrically, it's very good, and the lyrics are why I come back to this song. Um, but the solo is just weird. It's like a talk box sort of solo. Kind of like "Kickstart My Heart" by Motley Crue. That type of solo. It's very odd. It's very not Metallica. I mean, you're definitely gonna have to look at the song objectively, but lyrically it's good, and that's why I occasionally come back to the song. Excuse me. Next song on the album is called "King Nothing," and this is just a good hard rocking song. Um, I like Jason's bass in the intro. I mean, Kirk, his kind of guitar squeal throughout the entire intro is it kind of takes a little bit to get used to. It's kind of annoying, but hey. Um, and the lyrics on this song are absolutely amazing. I love every single lyric of this song, especially in the bridge. I wish I may, I wish I might. I want that star, I want it now. Like the build to "Careful what you wish, you just might get it." Then it all crashes down. Like you can really feel like the build, and then the crashing down. It's very good. And speaking of this just being a solid rock song, Lars's drums on this album. I said in my Justice review that from the Justice album on, Lars's drums have always been a point of discussion, and for better or for worse, that means he's doing something right. I don't know if that statement just contradicted myself, but you guys know what I'm saying. He's just got a great hard rock presence. His drums just have a great hard rock presence to them. They um, they they stick out like just enough. They're it's a very solid drum sound that I enjoy throughout the album. Um, Very good song, amazing song lyrically. Even though that fans have pointed out that the structure of the song is pretty much exactly like Inner Sandman, doesn't bother me at all. This is a better song than Inner Sandman. Um, yeah, it just is. Sorry. All right, next song on the album is called "Hero of the Day," and this song is okay. It's got a chill atmosphere in the verses that I can appreciate. Um, but once again, we get with the experimentation. I mean, James saying, "Please excuse me while I tend to how I feel." The 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 chorus is okay. I I like the chill verses for kind of what they are. I respect them. Um, I respect them to a degree. When it gets kind of faster in the bridge, that's probably my favorite part of the song. Um, it's decent. I'll come back to it every once in a while, but it's not great by any means. Next song on the album is called "Bleeding Me," and um, it starts out with this like funky. I don't know if funky is the right word. Like psychedelic, almost psychedelic, kind of moody. I think psychedelic is probably the best word. Psychedelic sort of intro. It's kind of slow moving, and it sounds like, I don't know. It just like if you could like stare at a lava lamp and listen to this intro, the two would just kind of coincide. I don't know. It like that's literally a comparison I just made up, but try it and see what happens. Yeah, it's kind of got this moody sort of psychedelic intro, and the lyrics are great on this song. I mean, digging my way to something better, caught under wheels roll, um, the bleeding of me, um, the leech. Gosh, what are the lyrics there? Um, the thorn in my side is from the tree I've planted. Very, very good. Very, very good song lyrically. And for all the haters of the wah pedal, the solo in the song isn't. It's not all that bad. It's actually kind of decent. The wah pedal is used rather nicely. Nothing too like crazy wah. Even though, I mean, he does use a wah pedal for the solo, and it definitely is there. It's used rather tastefully, and all in all, this song is somewhat an underrated, like, epic in Metallica's catalog, at just about 8 minutes. Um, Lyrically, musically, um, it's all pretty damn good, and a good 8 minutes worth of music. Really good, really nice. Next song on the album is called Cure. Yeah. Um, there's this song. I mean, we talked about how in the beginning of the video that they kind of experimented with things, and they just wrote a bunch of songs, and I assume didn't edit themselves too much, and just thought, like, we have this pile of songs, let's just split them up into two and just see what happens. Well, maybe this is kind of where they should have edited themselves a bit, and maybe this is a song they could have just, like, kind of gotten rid of. I mean, there's nothing in this song really worth coming back to. I like the slap bass part by Jason, and Lars is kind of doing some cool drumming stuff during that part. But Cure, not there's nothing really to come back to. Next song on the album is called Poor Twisted Me, and to kind of follow that trend of Cure. I mean, this song is, like, it's memorable, but not necessarily for, like, the right reasons. Like, parts of the song, especially in the verses, they're just, like, drowned in, like, reverb. Like, it sounds like a damn, like, drive-through speaker. And even in the chorus, like, it's not real easy to hear. And Poor Twisted Me, like, especially through the verses, like, James just sounds like he's complaining through the verses. And I'm sure there's a deeper meaning, and some people would be like, this song is great because it's so great emotionally. Whatever. I mean, definitely not a high point on the album. I skip it most times. All right, this next song is called "Wasting My Hate," and sort of like "Ain't My Bitch," which totally forgot to say this, but I'm happy that I remembered. "Ain't My Bitch." It sounds like a fucking, like, the name of a rap song, which is, like, weird. I mean, surely I can't be the only one that's thought about that, but, like, "Ain't My Bitch," that, like, I'm sure that's a rap lyric somewhere. Anyway, "Wasting My Hate." It's kind of got a similar, like, just hard rocking style, and whereas the lyrics are kind of all over the place, it's just a good hard rocking song with, like, good energy behind it that kind of carries it the whole way. It's not a great song by any means. It's not like it's not like a top song on this album. Um, you know, don't please don't get me wrong. I like this song. I don't love it, but it's still got this just great hard rocking energy. Sort of, the lyrics are sort of fast paced, and the intro from the quiet part to the main riff that just kicks in. It's a great little transition. Solid song. All right, next song on the album is called "Mama Said," and this isn't inspired by this thing over here or this thing over here or this genre or that genre. This is a country song. This is a flat out 100% country song. I mean, there's no filter or debate about it. This is a straight up country song, and it. I'm gonna just go on a slight rant because I know some people like this song, but I'm gonna offer up an interesting opinion. Um, with everything that Metallica has done, everything, even from Saint Anger that I haven't reviewed yet, that I will get to, something is, even all during their experimentation, it's based somewhat. There's somewhat of a, and I'm sure someone can disagree with me, but every other song that they've done is at least somewhat based in heavy metal slash hard rock. I mean, even some stuff on Saint Anger that people don't like, at least it's metal. May not be good metal, but like it's metal. It's still like Metallica experimenting, but it's still, I mean, I would argue it's still kind of Metallica to its core. Saint Anger isn't on the level of like Ride the Lightning, but at least it's still metal, the definition of metal, whatever you want that to be. This song, it's flat out just fucking country, and that's where I just have a problem with this song. It's my least favorite song on the album. I do not listen to it these days. Obviously I've listened to it multiple times because like I wouldn't feel comfortable reviewing something that I've only listened to once, twice. I've never listened to it before and heard that's a country song. I'm not gonna review it. I'm gonna give it a solid chance so I can at least review it and have a honest opinion on it. But yeah, it's a straight up country song, and like it's Metallica just going too far out in left field to where you can't even like recognize them. It's ridiculous. Mama Said, terrible. Next song on the album is called "The Thorn Within," and the song is decent. It's almost as if it's a prayer of forgiveness. Forgive me, Father, for I've sinned. Find me guilty of the lies I live within. I believe that's the lyric. Um, I am the thorn within. It's decent lyrically. As a Christian, I can appreciate Metallica kind of going down this path, and it's kind of interesting. With that being said, the song isn't great. There aren't many times where I've said, what I really want to listen to? Thorn Within. It's halfway decent at best. Yeah, that's all I can give it. It's decent. Next song on the album is called Ronnie. And, man, whether you like this song or not, that opening riff is catchy as hell. I mean, catchy, stuck in your head. There's something about it. It's just really, really catchy. And then you get to the chorus, which is like this big old country chorus, and it just ruins any liking of me liking the song. Any possibility of me liking the song. I mean, the lyrics, the verses are okay. Small town boy, big time frown. Never talks, never plays. It kind of paints this picture of just a lonely boy, and the verses are okay, but like the chorus just kind of like ruins it for me. And even underneath the chorus, it's like this twangy sort of guitar. Not a When I think of this song, I think real interesting, catchy intro riff, and that's pretty much it. Next song on the album is the last song, The Outlaw Torn. So, it starts with kind of like like a jam sort of session. They're just kind of like playing freely. Um, and overall, it's an okay song. It definitely has its moments. I like the if I fall apart, stitch me back together. If my mind's so shut, if my mind closes, please pry it open. Um, it's it's good, and it's a song with promise. It just kind of takes a while to get to the certain points that it's trying to make, and at 10 minutes long, um, it's just kind of it's a bit of a chore to listen all the way through. It has its moments. Does it deserve to be 10 minutes long? No, and it's kind of slow in parts that it doesn't need to be slow. Um, so that about wraps it up. Um, yeah, Metallica's sixth studio album, 14 songs, and some of these songs are like um, really good standouts. Did I miss one? Excuse me, guys. Oh my gosh, I missed Until It Sleeps after The House That Jack Built. I'm sorry. Yeah, Until It Sleeps. I'm so sorry, guys, but I'm happy I remembered it. That's why I have the track listing right there. Um, that's why I write it out. Until It Sleeps has got it's a very interesting song. Hold me until it sleeps. It paints a very good like emotional picture of someone who is like kind of the ultimate support system for a number of things. I mean, this could be like I'm having trouble with this, or like even like I have this disease. Like hold me until it gets better. Like it paints a very good just emotional picture. And the verses are kind of just kind of have this hard rock sort of feel, but or excuse me, the chorus just has this hard rock sort of feel, but the the soft verses kind of pull you in a certain sort of way. Where do I take this pain of mine? So tell me why you've chosen me. Like it definitely draws you in, and it's a really good slash almost great sort of song. Yeah, pretty good. Let me make sure that I haven't missed any other tracks, because this is a shorter review than I'm used to. Yeah, that's all the tracks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.